Milable chedole kamba da lokpa me patyongi mare milable kamba da lokpa yo paro tyongi lese milable.
What he says is in your dream. Even when you have this problem, but in your dream, he says you feel like you dream like us.
Everybody's arriving here in Austin. We've got 15 people flying from Austin this morning, and from here we're flying to LA to start this truly amazing adventure.
I'm really excited, getting ready to go to Nepal, have a trip of a lifetime.
Well, we came to tell Barry goodbye and try to get back. Don't fall. Sam.
Y'all think y'all can make it without me? I'm gonna be gone a month. You think you can do it? All right.
We've got an expedition that's going to the base camp of Mount Everest, representing just about every disability you can imagine. Then we have a summit team where we'll hopefully be going to the top of Everest, and you can already feel and sense, I think, the excitement that's going on here. It's almost unbelievable. This thing is finally coming together.
I'm not into mountain climbing, I'm not into exercise, and I'm not into cold, and I'm scared of heights.
And I thought that the team would really be people with a lot of travel experience. But it turns out that's not the case at all. It's just common, everyday, ordinary people that want to try this.
My brother was going, I found out he was going, and I knew there was no way of talking him out of it, so I thought there might be a good idea for a family connection to be there. Besides, I'm a history buff. I love history, and I know this trip is going to make history.
The 15-member team would travel 36 hours to their first destination of Kathmandu.
After we find ourselves in Nepal, we're going to depart out of the airport, and it's going to be to the sea of Nepali people. They're all going to be smiling, they're all going to want to help you out. We've got folks outside the airport that are going to be meeting us.
The team would spend the next 3 days acclimatizing to Nepal and exploring Kathmandu.
Total craziness. Everybody fighting to keep track of all their different gear. A lot of these boxes are our food as well that's going up. This is probably the first time ever this has been achieved, taking the seats out of these Twin Otter airplanes to make the flight up to Lukla much more comfortable.
The group would take 2 Twin Otter airplanes 40 minutes to Lukla. At 9,100 feet, Lukla would serve as the starting off point for their 22-day trek through the Himalayas.
Just take care on the trail. There are some points where we're on the edge of the trail. It's going to go down very, very steep. We're going through some places where there has been some landslides in the past. Just take care and go slowly today. We started out pushing, pulling, carrying
with every imaginable contraption to make this thing work with string and rope and line, and we finally got a good little system here to where the porters are changing off after maybe 20 minutes or so. It's just too good, really. I know it's very difficult to carry these guys, but we have to try to go slowly. Yeah? And there should always be another Sherpa with the basket on the outside, watching the feet and the legs at all times, because these people cannot feel or move anything here. So when the porter sits down, it can't be like this, because like break very easy, huh? We're all the same team. Yeah? We're all together. And we're going to have a good day today. On 3. Goodness in, badness out. Yeah? Yeah. All right. Very good. Huh? All right.
The group would travel the next 4 hours to the small village of Manju, which is located just outside the Sagamarta Park entrance, the gate to the Himalayas.
50 years ago, Mount Everest first climbed. Now 50 years, people with wheelchairs going to base camp. Today we're regrouping as a team. We're going to try to slow all the porters down, all the Sherpa, star by star, slowly, slowly. And we're going to leave Namche Bazaar together as one team. This is very, very important today for the success of this expedition.
From Namche Bazaar, the team would finally get their chance to push hard up the trails in their wheelchairs.
I'm not as good as Matt or Riley in picking my nose up, and my footrest will hit a rock and sort of tilt me forward, but nothing's too spooky since I have a belt on to hold me from falling out of my chair.
I knew it'd be hard, and it's hard. It is worth it.
This is what I'm looking forward to. Just this trail. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm ready. Bring it. Go for it.
I'm feeling a whole lot better. I guess just getting back into it and pushing. I feel pretty good. Yeah. I feel strong. Let's do it again!
What a view.
I think the guys are a little sore from yesterday's big rolling up the mountain.
It's an enormous achievement to go up to base camp, and what these guys are doing is absolutely fantastic.
If I can keep from getting cold, I'll be alright. If I get cold once, it takes me hours to defrost.
And I'm not a cold weather person. What are you doing here? Do you think we were going to Hawaii?
The climbing Sherpas and the people who with the docos have carried some of these people from time to time are just amazing. I mean, they may be carrying weights in excess of 200 pounds over treacherous terrain with rocks strewn over paths. They may be walking up narrow staircases with 1,000-foot drops on either side.
These guys are like 19, 20 years old and are carrying your entire body weight on their forehead.
At one point, the porter who was carrying me, he decided he needed to take a rest. He turned around and placed me down on a rock, at which point I was sliding out of the basket, just slightly, enough that I could see that I was sitting on a rock right at the edge of a precipice, or I referred to as a cliff, of a very long distance to the bottom. In order to adjust the weight on his back or get out of it, he kind of lifted up and sort of tilted me just a little bit. And I have to admit, I felt my heart jump. I thought it might be all over pretty soon.
The team continues their journey, stopping in Gork Shep, where they must wait out a snowstorm before making their final push to base camp.
We have had a very, very high success rate of people who with challenges, quadriplegia, paraplegia, missing limbs, hearing impairment, who have made it up to this point. A lot of trekking groups will only have 10% of the people, maybe 20% of the people make it up this far, succumbing to the altitude and to the environment and to the things that they really aren't accustomed to. So it's just a huge accomplishment.
We have a group of people with varying disabilities, a support staff of well over 250 Sherpa, porters, cooks, and assistants, trekking 22 days through the Himalaya to Everest Base Camp at over 17,500 feet.
The freedom to explore is a freedom everyone should have, regardless of their ability or their disability.
We made it! We did it!
I would encourage everyone, people with or without disabilities, to step out of their comfort zone, do something that's going to challenge them mentally or physically or both. Something that's a bit of an adventure, something that's going to cause them to grow. I mean, that's really what life is all about. So I'd say get out there and do something.
April 6, 2003. Team Everest 03 became the largest group of people with disabilities to ever reach Everest Base Camp.
After the Challenge Trek team reached base camp, I continued my bid to summit Mount Everest.
Here we are, halfway to Camp 2, and you talk about overcoming some small obstacles. It's walls like this that they surely get me really tired, but what the guys and girls did on the Challenge Trek, they dug deep. It's my turn to dig a little bit deeper.
At that point when Danima looked back and he said, "Congratulations." And I just raised my head up, and it's like this magic land up there. I mean, one, it's just extremely beautiful, but to see the prayer flags, you know, I mean, all of your life you've thought about this. To see the prayer flags and know at that point that you were going to make it.
May 29, 1953, Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay became the first men to summit Mount Everest. May 23, 2003, Gary Guller became the first man with one arm to summit Mount Everest. At 29,035 feet, Mount Everest is the highest point on Earth.
नका खैर बाङा माइका थाना देउती चल्या नका खैर बाङा माइका थाना देउती रिङ्दै आए घुम्दै आए माया लुका छेउती रिङ्दै आए घुम्दै आए माया लुका छेउती नानै माया लुका छेउती छौती नाना